Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, November 17th. Big changes coming to the Mid-Atlantic region over the next several days. We'll get much warmer on Friday and Saturday and then turn much colder on Sunday as we experience an Arctic blast later in the weekend. High temperatures Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon could climb into the middle 60s in the I-95 corridor region between D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City. But then a strong cold frontal system will whip through here Saturday night, perhaps accompanied by a few rain showers, and it'll become very windy and much colder on Sunday. Winds could gust past 40 miles per hour out of the northwest. Could even be some snow shower activity into the immediate I-95 corridor Sunday night, or even into the day on Monday. This Arctic blast will set off the first widespread Great Lakes snow event of the season, with accumulating snows just downstream of the lakes, especially in higher elevation locations. For example, western New York State, western Pennsylvania, and the central mountains also of Pennsylvania and New York, and West Virginia should see some significant snow accumulations as the Great Lakes snow machine will be turned on by this very cold air mass for this time that you're coming in to the northeastern U.S. on Sunday. Longer term, there certainly are some signs that we'll have more and more Arctic cold air outbreaks, more and more sustained cold air outbreaks. They've been rather infrequent in the first half of November, which has been somewhat above normal in the I-95 corridor. But again, an increasing frequency of cold air outbreaks as we go through the next week or two. And by the time December rolls around, it looks like it'll be a pretty cold pattern for much of the U.S. One of the reasons I believe it'll turn into a cold pattern here in the eastern U.S. is the prediction of the Arctic Oscillation and the North Atlantic Oscillation indices. We follow both of these closely during the wintertime, and when they drop into negative territory, that's a signal that there could be some high latitude blocking setting up. And indeed, that was a crucial part to the colder than normal winter outlook here at Vencore Weather. Given the low solar activity and a lot of the atmospheric factors, we expect some frequent blocking events where high pressure sets up over places like Canada and Greenland, and that in turn forces cold air into the U.S., into the eastern U.S. Well, here's the Arctic Oscillation forecast for the next couple of weeks, and it drops from positive territory into negative territory and stays there, looks like, for a while. Well, the same thing is happening with the North Atlantic Oscillation. We'll see in a minute. These are closely related. They deal with the pressure patterns up in the northern latitudes. And again, when they drop into negative territory this time of the year and stay in negative territory, that is a red flag that there could be some blocking about to set up north of here, which in turn allows for cold air outbreaks into the eastern U.S. And here's the forecast for the North Atlantic Oscillation. Again, currently in positive territory indicated by the black line there, and is forecasted to drop into negative territory over the next couple of weeks. This is the middle part of November, and this is early December, right in this time period right here. So again, a confirmation from the NAO suggesting the same sort of thing that the AO index is saying. And these aren't always correct by any means, but they're good indicators and something that we follow here. And we'll look at some of the forecast maps down the road that do confirm the fact that blocking could be setting up in the next couple of weeks across Canada and Greenland. Well, let's walk through last night's 0Z GFS model run for the next few days to see the big changes coming. First, we warm up quite a bit on Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon ahead of a strong cold frontal system that whips on through here Saturday night. 40-mile-per-hour winds, perhaps 45-mile-per-hour winds on Sunday out of the northwest as that Arctic blast reaches the northeastern U.S. This is the 24-hour forecast for this evening, Thursday evening, from last night's 0Z model run. High pressure shifting to the coastal region, and again, once that pushes off the coast, the winds flow clockwise around high pressure. We'll start to see southwesterly winds pumping in milder air first into the Ohio Valley later today, and then noticeably here in the Mid-Atlantic region on Friday afternoon. Again, by tomorrow afternoon, high temperatures could climb way above normal into the middle 60s in D.C., Philadelphia, perhaps even into the low 60s in New York City. Let's now jump ahead another 24 hours, and this is for Friday evening. Again, high pressure along the coast. Here's that cold frontal system pressing through the Ohio Valley. Snow north and west of a strong Great Lakes low pressure system. But again, nice weather here on Friday to close out the work week. Let's jump ahead another 24 hours. And here's the forecast map for Saturday night. At this time, that frontal system will be whipping through the I-95 corridor, perhaps accompanied by some rain showers. The winds will pick up Saturday afternoon. The clouds will increase. And again, it'll stay warm ahead of the frontal system on Saturday, reaching the 60s in the I-95 corridor. But things will change in a hurry Saturday night post-frontal system. See some snow already here, indicated by the blues. All of these maps, by the way, from tropicaltidbits.com, and of course the GFS forecast model is produced at NOAA. Lots of snow here in the Great Lakes region on the backside of that frontal system. Again, the first major outbreak of Great Lakes snow. This is a combination that is really perfect for the Great Lakes snow machine to be turned on, and turned on in a big way. When you have much colder than normal air mass flowing over still relatively mild and warmer than normal waters, you can set up a Great Lakes snow event here. And indeed, I expect some accumulating snows in the higher elevations just downstream, places like West Virginia, western and central Pennsylvania, western and central New York State. Let's go out another 24 hours. And here's the forecast map for Sunday evening. By this time, the cold air is flooded into the northeastern U.S. Some snow showers certainly just downstream of all the lakes, the Great Lakes, and it can even be a snow shower or two working its way east of the mountains into the immediate I-95 corridor. Don't be surprised to see a snow shower or two anytime Sunday, Sunday night, or even into the day on Monday. Low pressure tends to stall out over the northeastern U.S. and southeastern part of Canada, so it should remain windy and cold for much of Monday as well, and still could see a snow shower or two on Monday. Again, way below normal for this time of the year. High temperatures in the 40s on Sunday and Monday. Much, much colder than the 60s, perhaps the mid to upper 60s in some sections of the I-95 corridor on Friday and Saturday. Well, let's now take a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast from last night's 0Z ensemble run of the GFS. This is a series of runs that have slightly different inputs, initialization data sets, and we want to combine them to see what kind of range of solutions there are. Basically, I want to focus in on a couple different areas. First of all, here in the eastern U.S., we'll see ultimately in the next 10 days to a couple of weeks, we'll have a trough setting up here in the eastern U.S. At the same time, this strong orange region on this map is high pressure, and it tends to back in and fill in across Canada and Greenland some 10 days to 2 weeks out. And that is reflective of the blocking pattern that looks like it'll set up over the next few weeks. And again, blocking up here with strong stationary type high pressure across northern Canada and Greenland tends to force cold air masses into the eastern U.S., and that is one of the key factors to look for when predicting near term or medium term during the winter time in the eastern U.S. This is the forecast map for this evening. Let's keep moving forward here. This is a 48-hour forecast. Notice still some oranges showing up. Higher pressure than normal here, higher heights than normal here in the eastern U.S. This is for Friday night, and indeed we expect that because we'll be quite warm, warmer than normal on Friday and Saturday. Let's jump ahead another 24 hours. Now here's the forecast map for the height anomalies at 500 millibars for Saturday evening. By this time, that Arctic blast is moving into the northeastern U.S. We shift from higher pressure than higher heights than normal to lower as that Arctic air moves in. Indeed, it is by the way Arctic air. I looked at a backward trajectory model, and the air that will be over the Mid-Atlantic region on Sunday starts way up here north of the Arctic Circle, way up in northern Canada. It is coming down, so this can be correctly called an Arctic blast the first of the season arriving here in the northeastern U.S. Let's keep moving forward. Now here's the forecast map for Sunday evening. Still very cold in the northeastern U.S. Notice higher pressure, higher heights already setting up across the central part of the nation. Let's go out now. This is a 5-day forecast for Monday evening. Still colder than normal, colder, lower heights than normal here in the northeastern U.S. There were some reports early the last several days I heard for a warm week next week. It does not look like that'll be the case here Thanksgiving week. We certainly are below normal on Monday and Tuesday, probably the 40s for highs for most sections in the Mid-Atlantic region. Some moderation at midweek, but then we'll have to deal with a storm system, probably some rain here into Thanksgiving Day itself, and then some colder air follows that. So it will not be a warm week next week is what I'm trying to emphasize here. It'll be, again, below normal Monday and Tuesday, and then somewhat milder on Wednesday and Thursday, but not all that warm. Certainly not at all like what we'll experience on Friday and Saturday of this week. Well, let's keep moving forward. Here's a forecast map for the middle part of next week, Tuesday night, Wednesday time frame. Notice here some oranges showing up, higher heights. But notice up here, way up north over Greenland, we have some very high heights here compared to normal at 500 millibars. Starting to back in. If we keep moving forward here, let's jump out 180 hours. Notice very high heights here over Greenland, kind of neutral here. This is actually a forecast for Thanksgiving Day. Let's keep moving forward here. And here we go out to 10 days. This is a 10-day forecast for Saturday night following Thanksgiving. And notice what's going on here. Troughs starting to set up here in the eastern U.S. and really across the western U.S., but lots of higher heights than normal setting up over Canada and Greenland. Again, earlier we looked at the AO and NAO index tanking into negative territory, indicating the possibility of some blocking setting up here. And as we move forward 10 days out or so, indeed, it's the GFS model. This is a GFS ensemble run, is picking up on that blocking pattern. Let's keep moving forward here. And this is 270 hours. Notice an intensification of the trough here in the eastern U.S. This is the Monday following Thanksgiving Day. And again, a blocking pattern setting up here across Greenland and northern Canada and much of the U.S. showing up as below normal heights. And let's keep moving forward here. Same sort of thing for that particular Monday. A deep trough setting up here in the U.S., eastern U.S., and lots of higher heights than normal. A good blocking pattern. Looks like it's shaping up across Greenland and Canada. Again, all this is suggestive of a transformation to a colder pattern, a colder than normal weather pattern here in the eastern U.S. as we get to the end of November and the beginning part of December. We'll, of course, monitor all this closely over the next couple of weeks. Much warmer for Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon, then much, much colder with strong winds on Sunday and Monday as well. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.